Good morning, everyone. Tried a different kind of jump scare this morning. I wanted to see if it would work. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. I'm DSP. Today is Wednesday, the 11th of October, 2023, and I hope that you're all ready for some chill fun today. How is everyone? It is my final consecutive streaming day of this week, and so I hope that you are ready to end the week in a nice, positive fashion. Perhaps, right? So I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling it. I'm looking forward to today's streams for sure. Enjoying the cooler weather, although today I have to have my window closed temporarily because the landscapers are outside and they are loud. I actually had the window open, and as I'm playing the intro to the podcast, the guys coming by, it's like super loud. Like, oh my god, like it's so freaking loud. So I may or may not be able to open that window. In fact, see. It's pretty dang loud. I guess we'll try. Maybe give it like a 20 minutes or a half an hour, and then we'll try it again. I want the fresh air, but what can you do? Obviously, you want to be able to hear me talk on a podcast, right? So, my final consecutive streaming day of the week. This was a crazy week. When you really think back on everything we did this week, I finished up 2 really difficult, challenging playthroughs in Lies of P and the Resident Evil 4 DLC at hardcore difficulty. We actually had a really good React day because it was Halloween themed. I've already put out 1 movie review. My other movie review for the movie Barbarian is actually coming out within 45 minutes on DSP React, so that's pretty cool. We had a good amount of Street Fighter content so far, with more coming tonight. Pretty good week, right? I would say. And I'm happy with the progress that we're making in the playthroughs that we're doing. But I find myself at a point where I need your feedback, okay? And, feedback is key. And I got some good feedback overnight, and we're going to talk about it this morning. So, basically, what I've noticed is a couple of things, all right? Number one, that whenever I seem to be playing a multiplayer game, something's going on, and I was wondering what it was, because, let me put it this way. Whenever I play a multiplayer game now, there seems to be an element where I get more views, but they're all kind of trolls. Meaning, people are showing up, and the views spike, but then everyone is kind of like, the regulars seem to not really be around talking that much, or seem to be kind of upset. And I wanted feedback on that, so I asked about it last night, and I got a lot of feedback, and I'm happy. Thank you to those overnight who left comments, who emailed me. I actually got some really constructive feedback that I'd like to share with all of you this morning regarding these multiplayer streams, notably the late night multiplayer streams, because I haven't really been doing multiplayer during day streams, and this may be a key critical factor that we will discuss today of why things have shifted a little bit, okay? So, I want to talk about that, because here's the thing, all right? Moving forward, we're going to have tons of new games. This is actually like the beginning of a 2-week span where there's 4 new releases. Then when November hits, I have to pick and choose, like, do I want to play Like a Dragon Gaiden? Do I want to start with Lords of the Fallen? Do I want to play Modern Warfare 3 this year, or do I want to skip the Call of Duty installment? I'm going to have important decisions to make. And I want to base them off of your feedback and what you want. And it's hard to judge that, because there's a lot of you out there, and a lot of you have differing opinions. Some of you like one thing, some of you like another. And so, rather than ask and try to listen to all of your varying opinions, I try to base it off of viewership. I try to base it off of engagement. I try to base it off of who seems to be enjoying the streams, and also off of support levels. There's various factors that must be weighed and balanced when I figure out what's working, what's not, what should I play more of, what should I play less of, when should I play a particular game? Because I think that's actually a big factor, is the when, as opposed to just what. And we're going to talk about that on the show today, because I think that's a key factor in what's going on with these late night streams. So, anyway, we're going to have a segment here discussing what's been going on with late night streams, particularly multiplayer streams, my feelings towards them, your feelings towards them, because now I have your feedback, and we need to talk a little bit about what to do with this moving forward, all right? But thanks, again, feedback is key. And you guys directly responding overnight and telling me what you think is very important, and I appreciate all of that, okay? So, thank you very much for that. Let's talk today about that. Schedule-wise, this next week is pretty much set, and I know that some people will like it and some people will not. And I think it's because I can't just play every new game anymore. I can't. There's too many of them in too short of a period of time. I really wish that I could play Lords of the Fallen this coming week. In fact, I would love to. But as I've explained to you guys, I actually don't think it would make sense because I wouldn't be able to give that game enough attention for the kind of game it is, especially because it's the kind of game where you want to focus a lot of attention on it to get good at it because it's a very difficult game. You want to be constantly making progress. You don't want to play Lords of the Fallen once or twice a week. Like, that's not satisfying enough. You want to be able to focus in and have it be the main game and then balance everything else around it. I wouldn't be able to do that if I started playing it this week because we've got 4 other major new releases coming out in the next 2 weeks, and those are games that are kind of timely. Meaning, if you play a platformer or if you play a Spider-Man, which is a narrative-based game in a lot of ways, if you play those at launch, you're going to get a lot more attention on them and a lot more people will be interested than if you wait and hold off to play them later. I know because there's been these type of games that I've waited and then people aren't interested in them later and I end up just skipping them entirely. As opposed to Lords of the Fallen, the whole appeal of Lords of the Fallen is that it's an ultra difficult game. It's a Soulsborne game, even though it's not made by FromSoft, it's still of that same formula, right? So, no matter when I play it, it's going to be challenging. You're going to see me get my ass kicked. That's the point, to see me get my ass kicked and then overcome that obstacle and eventually overcome and win and beat the game. That's the appeal of those games. So that doesn't matter. If I play it on launch day, a week, a month, 5 months later, it'll be the same experience for me, you see? As opposed to seeing me play those other games at launch when all the hype is there and people want to see the narrative or, you know, that's a little different, okay? At least, you know, that's my take, and it seems like a lot of you, we've been talking about this several podcasts in the last week, and it seems like that's the consensus we're kind of coming to, is if there's one game that needs to be delayed, it probably should be Lords of the Fallen. Start playing it next month when there's less games going on, or I've completed most of the games from this month, and that way I can focus heavily on it. It could be like the big focus of November is Lords of the Fallen, alright? Because the truth is, I do want to play it, because I want to compare Lords of the Fallen with Lies of P and tell you, hey, I think this was the ultimate winner of the Soulsborne battle this year, and this is the one that you should play over the other one, or whatever. I think that would be awesome. So, by the way, now I think I can open the window, because I think the guy's gone. I want air in here. So, there you have it. So we got some things to talk about today. The feedback regarding the current late night streams and multiplayer streams. And also, you know, what's going on with the schedule moving forward. We have no news to talk about today. I've been following along, and there's really nothing going on in the realm of game news today. So, in that regard, it'll be a more mellow stream. So, likely what we will do is get through the topics I want to talk about, or we need to talk about, and then just open it up to some Q&A. Alright? Alright, now, before we get to any of that, alright, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Alright, that way we don't have to talk about it again on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting my content. I am an independent content creator. I don't have sponsorships, partnerships, deals with other companies to show products and get paid for it. There's no referral codes. I don't run many or any ads on my streams, maybe one ad break an entire stream, and that's because I'm a different kind of content creator. I don't just sit around doing that kind of stuff. I'm in it for enjoyment of games and sharing honest opinions with you. I don't have to kiss a game's butt because I'm not getting paid to play it. I don't have to slam a game unfairly and say negative things about it because I don't get clickbait views. I'm a different kind of guy making curated content for a specific audience. If you like this kind of content, which obviously you do, because I've been around for 15 years and you still to this day support my efforts to make it, please support it in any way that you can. Anything helps, whether it's engagement by liking a stream or liking a video or leaving a comment or leaving feedback, or a super chat or a super sticker during a stream, or a super thanks on a video that's eligible for it, or a membership or gifted membership. Right now, we dipped 100 members in 2 days. Memberships and gifted memberships, I'm sure, would be absolutely greatly appreciated by the community. Or tipping. And in particularly, in these next 2 weeks, I just opened the window. Here comes the fucking guy again. Isn't that great? In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to have to buy a ton of games that normally I would not be buying in that short of a period of time. In addition, I told you guys about this yesterday. Sadly, this month, my YouTube payment, which is my one big payment I get a month for everything, lands on a weekend, that means that that payment gets delayed at least 2 to 3 days, if not longer. And I got bills that are coming due just a day or two after when it comes in. It sucks, but that's just reality. It's just a bad month because I have to pay a lot for games on top of the fact that my monthly payment is delayed. So tipping would be an absolutely great way for you to support the streams because I get tips right away and I could put tips towards game cost and these other bills until I get paid by YouTube. So for the next 2 weeks, I would 100% appreciate if those of you who are already contributing could consider tipping. I'm not asking for anything above and beyond. I'm not asking for anyone to go crazy. I'm not sitting here doing a special fundraiser with a special tips goal to raise. That's not the point. The point I'm saying is, hey, if you were already going to contribute, you like the content, and you have the option to choose how to contribute, if you could tip me, that would actually be doing me a favor for the next couple of weeks. And then after that, it's not a concern. I don't have to talk about it anymore. Because in truth, I haven't really talked about something like that in months and months. But of course, if you listen to the wrong people on the internet who say, oh, he's always begging and he's always asking for this and that, which is bullshit. They just fucking over-exaggerate to make shit up. You would know that I haven't actually done something like this or said something specific like this in many months. I've actually said, hey, do whatever you want. It's all good. But it's just a bad situation right now in the next 2 weeks that I got to get through, and then we're back to normal, okay? So, please consider contributing via tips if you can, but everything is appreciated, and that is all I'm going to say. Done. I'm not going to keep bringing this up or anything, all right? So thank you for that. All right, so now let's get into our 2 topics that I really want to talk about. The first thing we should do, I think, is go through the schedule for the next week, so at least you guys know what's going on with the new releases and the light, and how I'm going to tackle them. So then what we'll do is we'll talk about the big topic, which is these night streams that have been going on in multiplayer recently. The feedback I have received regarding them, because it seems like the feedback is pretty interesting and pertinent and meaningful. And again, I'm very thankful people give me that feedback so I can improve. All right, so here we go. Schedule. Today it is more Assassin's Creed Mirage. And if you wonder, gee, that's crazy. That's 4 streams of Assassin's Creed Mirage during premiere week. You almost never do 12 hours of a game within its premiere week. You're absolutely right. There's a good reason I'm doing this. It's because we have 4 new releases coming out in the next 2 weeks. So I have to get through this game so that way it's not a lingering, unfinished playthrough before those releases come out. And particularly, this game is short. It's only around 20 hours long. So if I do focus in on it as much as I am, I likely will beat it within the next week of playing, and therefore we can move on solely to the new game content and not have a lingering playthrough. Now, I'm well aware that me playing this game so much has already killed some interest because people haven't caught up. You know, most people haven't watched 9+ hours of gameplay within the first few days that the game's been out. And I know that. I get that. And the streams, if you notice, the attendance has dwindled. But that's okay. If you haven't noticed, the people who are here are enjoying themselves, are engaging and having a good time. The support's been good. I'm enjoying the game. So as long as that continues, I see no reason to continue at the pace that we're playing. I guess I gotta close the window again. This is ridiculous. As soon as he goes away, I open the window, then he comes right back. You know what's funny about it? And I swear this is true. You know how I don't always have Thursdays as my day off? I used to have Wednesdays as my day off, you remember? And then I changed it. So when Wednesday is my day off, I swear to God, they come later. Because my wife and I will be at home on our day off relaxing, and we'll be having dinner. And all of a sudden, they'll be out there doing stuff in the yard at like 4 or 5 p.m. And we're like, don't they come at like 11, 12 a.m., in the morning? Why are they out there now? It's as if they watch my streams and they time it perfectly. I don't know. Okay. Anyway. So, what was I saying? Oh, so we're all enjoying the game. Those who are here. It's not a ginormous mainstream audience, and there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, because I am playing so much of this game within the release week, and I know that a lot of people haven't caught up on the playthrough. They haven't watched 9 hours of gameplay, so they're not going to jump in at hour 10. You know what I mean? I know that. In addition to that, let's be honest. Assassin's Creed is no longer as prominent or popular as it used to be. There used to be a time when every year there was a new Assassin's Creed game, and this was one of those giant AAA releases that everyone looked forward to. It was considered one of the biggest game releases of the year. Every year, you know, it was a big thing. It was a hype thing. Let's be honest, those days are over, right? I think it was around the time when, you know, they released the awful PS4 one. What was it, Unity? And then there was like 2 more on PS4, if I remember correctly. And it was a shame because if I remember, Syndicate was really good and most people did not play it because Unity had been so bad, they just didn't trust Ubisoft anymore. And then they released 3 games that played like Witcher 3, so they didn't feel like Assassin's Creed. So although people enjoyed them, they just didn't have that hype level behind them anymore, honestly. I really feel like it was ever since they kind of messed up the Desmond / what do they call it? The Isu? That Isu plotline. Since they made it so convoluted and so hard to follow, that most people kind of didn't really care. Like, okay, I know Assassin's Creed is out. I know it's a fun game. There's lots of, you know, gameplay to do, but whatever. I'll do it when I get a chance. As opposed to, oh, I'm so excited and hyped, let's rush and let's play Assassin's Creed. It doesn't really get that kind of hype anymore, for whatever reason. People just kind of fallen out of love with the games, maybe just because there's too much of them, right? So, I get it. I wasn't expecting Assassin's Creed Mirage to be a ginormous hit when it came out for me at all, honestly. I wasn't expecting that in any way. I thought it would just be an alright game that we'd be able to play through and get through quickly because there's other games coming out right away that people want. I kind of knew that. Definitely, in my opinion, I like the game, and I'm enjoying playing it a lot, but I'm not shocked that we're not getting ginormous views or anything on the playthrough at all. I wasn't expecting that. But, I'll tell you this, it serves a purpose as a chill playthrough, meaning, because the game is based more on stealth and more on taking your time, and it's not just combat action-based, we have a lot of opportunity for us to talk and hang out and chill and have a more relaxing stream, because it is about planning it out and finding the times to do your assassinations and kind of being patient and hiding. And it's a little different. Very different from an action-based game, right? So because of that, I've actually enjoyed these streams a lot. I did 3 so far. Today we're doing it again as the main stream, and I'm excited for today's stream to see how it goes. I think it'll go well, and we'll enjoy, and we'll relax and make good progress again. So, if you're wondering, again, why am I playing so much Assassin's Creed Mirage? It's because my whole point is that I need to beat this game within the next week, so that way when the 4 new releases come out, that's what I can focus on. Okay? So, Assassin's Creed Mirage on the daytime stream. Tonight on the late stream, yes, I am going to do another late night stream of Street Fighter 6 Master Blanca gameplay, alright? Why Master Blanca? Because I got your feedback, and I'm going to share that feedback with you this morning, and the feedback was essentially, play more Blanca. I'm serious, like, there were tons of people saying that. I was like, alright, I'll give you what you want. I even wore the Blanca shirt, because you guys wanted Blanca, and I haven't done a stream with the Blanca shirt on playing Blanca in ages. So I'm going to give you what you want tonight, okay? So, we'll talk about that in a bit. I'm off from streaming tomorrow, alright? However, I got a new movie review coming out today for Barbarian over on my React channel. And there's going to be new React content today and tomorrow from my weekly show, DSP vs. the Internet, releasing. So you'll still have a few things to watch, or of course you can get caught up on all these playthroughs I did this week. Notably, if you missed the end of Lies of P, really good. I liked it a lot. I really love that game, and I hope that you'll check out the ending if you missed it. When I come back on Friday, it'll be more Assassin's Creed Mirage, and yes, Friday Night Fights, late night gameplay of Street Fighter. Now, I don't know if it'll be more Blanca or if it'll maybe be a return to E Honda. I'm undecided on that yet. I would like feedback on that. Would you guys like to see more Blanca, or would you like to see Honda? Alright, let me know what you want, and that'll determine Friday night. Saturday will be more Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Mirage, and Saturday night we're going to try the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 beta, which is now on Xbox. So, we're going to have compared it from PlayStation to Xbox within these 2 streams to see the difference. Apparently, there's a new map they're going to be adding as well this weekend. So, we're going to do that Saturday night, okay? Sunday is the React show, DSP vs. the Internet, on my React channel, DSP Reacts. Sunday night, I'm going to bring back Starfield for variety purposes, all right? Late night Starfield stream on Sunday. Monday will be more Assassin's Creed Mirage and more Street Fighter. Tuesday is the premiere of Sonic Superstars, and that'll be paired with a late night stream of Starfield. And then Wednesday, it'll be probably the conclusion of Assassin's Creed Mirage, and that'll probably be paired with another late night stream of Sonic Superstars. Alright, and that's the week. So this coming week, not tonight, but this coming week will only be 2 Street Fighter streams instead of 3. We're going to have the return of Starfield for a couple of streams. And we're going to have the premiere of Sonic Superstars as well. Now, you may have noticed the omission of Lords of the Fallen. That's correct. I'm not playing Lords of the Fallen this coming week. Once again, why not? Very simply put, it's an ultra difficult game. It's a game that demands your time, so you can invest it in it, get good at it, continuously play it, have momentum, and keep an audience entertained. That's the kind of game that when you start playing it, you want to play it a bunch. If I start Lords of the Fallen this week, I won't finish Assassin's Creed Mirage. I won't have time for the next 4 games. If I bump any of those games, they will not get the interest that they need, and likely would be failed playthroughs. So there you have it. That's why I'm not playing Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Fallen, if I delay, will still do well whenever I play it. So I'm going to play it sometime in November, and it's going to be a major focus playthrough in November. I want to play it. I'm actually interested now more than ever. Again, coming off of how awesome Lies of P was, man, would it be good to get 2 amazing Soulsborne games this season. Do you want to know the truth? Yes, I do feel like it's come out too close to Lies of P. I think this was a bad choice. They should have maybe delayed it until like late November, December, put a little bit more space between, because now it's right smack dab in the middle of a bunch of other games that are going to take attention away from it. Lies of P didn't have that problem. What was Lies of P competing with? Starfield? No big deal. But now you got Lords of the Fallen competing with Sonic, competing with Mario, competing with Spider-Man 2. Then it's going to be competing with all the games in early November, and Alan Wake 2 as well. So that's bad. I feel like, sadly, this is bad release timing for the game, and I want to play it when I have that time to sink into it, okay? So, on Friday the 20th, so this is a week from this Friday, it's a double release day. Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Wonder. And then, since I'll have beaten Assassin's Creed Mirage, the juggle and focus will be between 3 games. Sonic Superstars, Super Mario Wonder, and Spider-Man 2 for that week, okay? And then, the week after that is Alan Wake 2. Yes, I know, that's crazy. It's a lot of stuff to juggle. That week, I may not even play Street Fighter. Seriously, it may just be me juggling those 3 releases all week. I don't even know if I'll have an opportunity to play Street Fighter that week or not. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But there's going to be so much going on in the realm of the new releases that I might not be able to play Street Fighter at all. Alright? So there you go. And then when November hits, of course, then we'll see what else is going on. Keep in mind, I'm doing a Halloween event on Halloween. It is a marathon all day long where I'm playing horror games. Now, you guys have only a few days left to nominate games for this event. I want to reiterate this. If you have not yet nominated horror-themed video games, or just video games in general, for this Halloween event, you have to do so, because this weekend is when I'm going to close off the nominations, tally up the polls there, and see what games were the most nominated, and then that's going to determine who makes it to the final voting process to see what games will actually be played during this marathon event. Alright? So that's going to be on Halloween. I'm going to be dressing up in costume. In fact, tomorrow on my day off, my wife and I are going to select my costume and purchase it, so I will be set and ready for this event. And, you know, maybe I'll give you some hints on what that costume will be. I don't even know yet. We got to see what we find. There's 2 Halloween stores in our area. We're going to check out both of them and pick a costume out and go from there. In addition to just gaming and the costume, during that day, probably I'll do a little bit of drinking. And if, you know, hit certain support levels, I'll probably take a shot here or there. And I'm probably going to order food. Probably order like a big meal from a restaurant, which I haven't done in a while. And we'll have a feasting with Phil together during that Halloween day event as well. Alright? So a lot going on. In addition to that, it is looking like the tier maker that I'm going to do is going to be that day. And you're saying, well, what tier maker? I was planning on doing a tier maker of ranking all the Halloween movie franchises. So Friday the 13th versus The Exorcist versus Child's Play versus The Conjuring versus Scream. That'll be pretty cool to rank all those movie franchises against each other. And obviously Halloween day is the day to do it. So we're going to have that as well. It's going to be a really fun event coming up on Halloween. I hope you guys will join me for that. It should be a really fun one. Alright? Cool. The other one thing I want to remind you all, I have a feedback thread. Did you know that? That there's an actual, you know, like suggestion box thread? Yes, there is. If you type, I think it's ! suggestion. I just want to test and see if it's working, because I think it was working. There it is. If you type ! suggestion into the chat, a link will pop up and then you could drop a suggestion into the suggestion box. And this is a new thing we're doing for this month, where I'm taking in your feedback. And what we're going to do is that first week in November on the podcasts, we're going to go through the suggestion box a little bit every day. We're going to go through what people suggested and directly respond. Say, hey, is this a good idea? Let's put it on a list of stuff maybe we can implement. Is this not a very good idea? And here's why I can't implement it. You know, we're going to do that. So please continue to suggest things for improvement in that way as well. All right? All right. That's the schedule. That's what's going on. Now let's talk about the topic at hand, which is these night streams that have been going on recently. Okay? So here's the deal. I've noticed a pattern. And directly based on your feedback, all right, I'm now understanding this pattern more. And I want to thank everyone for the feedback they gave me. Allow me to explain. Okay? So, I've noticed over the last couple of weeks that my late night streams, which start at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, particularly when the late night stream is a game that I have to put a lot of attention into. So if I'm playing competitive Street Fighter, or if I'm playing Call of Duty, and I have to be super hyper focused on the match to survive and get kill streaks and everything, you know, I can't just be sitting here and watching the chat and talking with you guys and having fun interaction. Instead, it's about this. It's about, oh my God, we gotta focus, right? In those situations that have been happening, I've noticed two distinct things that are going on, okay? Distinct thing number one is that viewership actually spikes, but it spikes for the wrong reasons, okay? If viewership spiked because people were coming onto the stream because they were excited, oh my God, Phil's doing a competitive multiplayer game and we like him, seeing him play those and whatever, that's one thing. But what I'm noticing is it's not that. Sadly, it is a negative element as opposed to a positive element. What does that mean? Well, if you see me playing a competitive game, there's a chance that I likely will be losing. And if I lose and get upset, people like to see me rage. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with seeing me rage, okay? That's fine. If you enjoy it, good. Come to the streams. But sadly, going hand in hand with that attention spike that I get when I play those games on late night streams comes a lot of annoyance and trolling in the chat. Essentially, what people have been telling me, all right, is sadly, they come to the chat, they want to see me play this game, they want to see me play Street Fighter, they want to see me try the Call of Duty beta. And what happens is there's 20 new accounts in the chat they've never seen before, right? They've all been created within the last week, so funny how that's just a coincidence. And they're all just sitting there being toxic jerks, right? They're all just sitting there saying, oh, you see, Phil sucks at this and that, haha. You know, like, I'll be playing Street Fighter, and I'll be playing a match, and a person will literally be doing just basic stuff, and I can't react. Like, man, this game is laggy. I just can't do a move. And then they'll say, haha, no, Phil just sucks. See, that's an amazing player. And they're spanking Phil, and he just can't take it. And, you know, who wants to see that? It's like a 4-year-old on a schoolyard teasing someone in the corner, right? And it's like, no one wants to fucking put up with that shit, especially anyone who's an actual positive viewer. No one wants to see or hear that nonsense, right? And then there's people that'll come and they'll start insulting other people. They'll start trying to bring up drama. Like, for example, let's say I'll notice someone's being toxic, so I'll ban them, and then I'll go back to playing, and then all of a sudden, oh, why'd he get banned? Who banned him? What's going on? Banning. Oh, it's too censored here. Yeah, and this is what the whole chat becomes, all right? Now, truthfully, it's hard for me to recognize this and focus on it, because I'm playing the game. When I'm playing the game, that's my focus. So I have to be paying attention. If I'm not paying attention to a competitive game, why am I playing it? I might as well not even play at all. I'm trying to win. But when I'm focused on that, I'm not able to focus as much on the stream, and therefore sometimes it gets out of control. Sorry, I just had to open the window because it's getting too stuffy in here. Now I have to keep opening and closing it during the podcast. There's nothing I can do, right? So, here's the thing. I acknowledge what you're saying, I agree with you, and I apologize. I have to come out and say, you're right. This is absolutely happening on these late-night multiplayer streams. This is a concerted effort from people who don't like me to try to come by and purposefully derail my streams. They've noticed that on those late-night streams, unlike, let's say, a stream of Starfield, right? Because if I'm playing Starfield and I'm just chilling and relaxing, and it's a narrative-based game, I have tons of opportunity to look at the chat and talk with you guys and have fun and take care of that nonsense. I mean, people tried doing that during my Chrono Trigger playthrough, and they got smacked the fuck off the stream and never came back. And the same thing, I'm playing Starfield, I can pay attention, and I can take care of that shit, right? But I can't pay attention to it all when I'm playing multiplayer games, alright? Now, you might say, well, it sounds like the issue is moderation, okay? Well, I agree with you again, because here's the truth. Street Fighter 6, if you remember, I was playing his daytime streams for the longest time over the summer. Did we have that problem during the summertime? Nope. You want to know why we didn't have that problem? Because typically on the daytime streams, there's more moderation. You'll see 1 or 2 mods will swing by. They'll help out for an hour or 2 at a time. They'll shut that nonsense down. And so the daytime streams are usually under control. It's not a big deal. It's usually these night streams where it becomes an issue, correct? Now you might say, well, Phil, why don't you just have more moderators? What's going on with that? Well, let's talk. Let's be transparent about it, all right? I used to have way more moderators. I did. I used to have a team of around 15 to 20 moderators at one point. And at that point, everyone complained there were too many mods, and it was over moderation, and people didn't like it. They actually got upset. It was too much moderation. So at one point, I actually advised everyone, let's cut back on moderation. Let's make the chats a little bit more free, a little bit more open. Let's give people more of an opportunity to talk more. And if people are razzing me and doing memeing, it's fine. Let me be the ultimate person to determine what's allowed and what's not, okay? And during this time period, this is years ago too, by the way. This is like maybe 2 years ago, roughly, 2-3 years ago, when I decided to be more lenient with moderation. Essentially what happened is some moderators fell out of interest of being moderators. And we had a few people who left. They said, I'm just too busy. I'm not going to do it anymore. A lot of moderators stopped coming to streams more regularly because they realized they weren't really needed as much. So since it wasn't as big of a concern, right, they stopped really caring as much. And let's be honest, take a look. Really, right now, take a look at the chat. Is it bad? No, it's fine, right? Most of my streams are good. It's just these trolls have definitely focused in on the late night multiplayer sessions as the ones that they've realized they can try to ruin. Okay? They know that now. Like, they have hyper focused on those streams. Okay? Now, here's the other half of why this is a bad thing. If you're coming to a stream to watch me play a multiplayer game, right? And you want to see if I'm going to do well or not, and even if I don't do well, that's fine, as long as there's some moral support or whatever. But all you're seeing in the chat is toxic shit. Phil sucks ass. And this fucking person's doing this and that, and this one's a troll, that one's a troll, this is a troll. And you're like, who the hell wants to stick around for that? And so some of the feedback I received in the last 24 hours, when I asked you guys, I said this last night, I said, I've noticed in this last week, the Modern Warfare 3 beta stream and the Street Fighter stream I did last night with Lily, pretty much we had high viewership, but lots of trolling and incredibly low support. Like, for a stream that has 500 viewers on a late stream, how did I make $10 all night? And this has happened twice this week. And you know what? I got really good feedback. And here's the feedback I got. And I got this feedback from multiple regulars. We don't want to come to your late night multiplayer streams anymore. We've tried it, and at first it was fun, but what's happened is the trolls are targeting them now. And when we go there, we can't have fun. It's just a bunch of shitty assholes coming and crapping all over everything, and it's not a positive, fun environment to be in. Instead, you try to play the game, and sometimes you fail, and you get upset, and then when you go back to the chat, all you see is trolling, and it pisses you off, and it just makes it a toxic environment, and we don't want to be there. So, yeah, that's the feedback I'm getting, is the regulars are actually telling me, we don't want to come to your late night multiplayer streams anymore. We used to like them, but now there's not enough moderation, so the trolls are not under control. And because the trolls aren't under control, they derail the stream when you're playing. It just exacerbates the situation, makes it worse. So you don't have a good time, we don't have a good time, and therefore we're not going to be there to support it. And that's what's going on. That's exactly the feedback I received. And I was shocked by a few people who actually sent me that message, because I was like, I didn't think of it that way. And when they said that, okay, I guess that does make sense. All right? So, the question is, what do we do to remedy the situation? And by the way, I want to say this, I take responsibility. I do. I'm the person who runs this stream. No one else does. I'm the one who ultimately turns on the stream, determines what games are played on each stream. I run the streams, okay? I should have been listening to your feedback more attentively, and I should have asked this question earlier, and I didn't. You know? So my philosophy was, just ignore the trolls. Just ignore the trolls. Just ignore the trolls. Well, you may have noticed now. Now maybe some of you are actually starting to understand what I've been saying over the years. You can't just ignore the trolls. Because even as much as you try to pretend they're not there, they can still be intrusive. To life, to stream, to whatever it is, they can still be intrusive. As much as you do, they don't exist to me. They don't matter. They still can find a way to negatively affect stuff. And this is a case in point. I didn't want to really acknowledge them or pay attention to them or talk about them. These streams I've just let roll. And now what's happened is increasingly less moderation, more trolls. Regulars don't even want to attend them anymore. And now I get no support on them. Even though I'm having a good time. That Modern Warfare 3 stream the other night, I had a blast. That felt like a blast from the past. I was playing on classic maps from a game from like 14 years ago, and I remember these maps, and now they're very different. They've tweaked them. But still, it felt like a throwback for me. And I had a crazy kill streak. I got Juggernaut, and I was running through the map squishing people. It was fun as shit. And then to find out, wow, trolls just invaded and people weren't enjoying it in the chat, and that's why I had no support that night. That's telling. You know what I'm saying? So, there's basically a few ways to go about this. Okay? And I guess the question is, what's the best option? Because I want to talk with my audience about this before I make any decisions. Okay? Really? So, here's a few things that can be done, right? Number one, I can try to get more moderators. Alright? Now, that's a tough one. Why? Because it's hard to trust people these days. It is. A lot of these people literally sit in chat and pretend to be positive elements just to find out later on they're catfishing. That happened twice to me so far. Alright? Over the years, where there's someone who sits in chat for a whole freaking year on an account and pretends to be a person that they're really not. They've invented an entire persona up. They made it up. It's completely fabricated. And so they sit here and they pretend to be a positive element, and then they'll say, hey, I offer my services. I'd like to help you out as a moderator. All right, we'll give you a chance. So we give them a chance as a moderator, right? And they seem to be doing a good job, right? And the next thing you know, 6 to 8 months into them being a moderator, all of a sudden one day, they're doing awful things. They're banning a ton of people in the chat for no good reason. They're saying awful things, you know. Oh my god, I leaked secret moderator conversations, which is hilarious. All they do is they'll leak like a chat between my moderators about nothing, about like daily life, about, you know, how to moderate the chat. It's basic stuff, nothing controversial, absolutely nothing secret behind the scenes. Oh look, I leaked the secret discussion server. What are you talking about? There's nothing on there of any consequence to anyone. None of it is important. We're not sitting there all day discussing clandestine plans about my streams and content. I don't talk about my deep personal life and stuff on there. What are you talking about? They're just idiots. You see what I'm saying? Like, they fabricate as much as they can to make it act like there's drama. There's no drama. They make up drama, you see? But just think about that. Someone who would sit around for a year on a stream pretending to be someone else, actively chatting, acting positive, just to find out it's someone else. This has happened with Marl. This has happened with Plumgorl. This has actually happened with 2 other accounts as well. Although they weren't really pretending to be someone else. They were just pretending to be nice. What was it? Anonymous? And then there was another one too. And I actually forgot their fucking name. That's how much I really care about them. Right? I don't really think about these people. So this has happened tons of times over the years. Right? And so, when you think about this, and you're like, so if people are willing to go that far to fake it, you know what I'm saying? Who do you trust? I don't know. Right now, I can tell you I trust every moderator I have. I do. Because I only have a few left. There's only like maybe 6, 7 moderators that I have. And they don't come by full time at all. Every once in a while, they'll swing by and they'll help moderate. And I like that because there's no pressure. It's not like I'm being bossy and telling them what to do. They can come by whenever they want. If there's a game they're liking or whatever, they can come moderate. But what I've noticed is that they're not coming by to the late night streams, and they're definitely not coming by to the late night multiplayer streams. Now, all I can do is ask nicely. hey guys, can you come by and moderate a little more? I can't force anyone to do anything. They're not paid employees, right? So what I can do is I can appeal and say to people, hey, would you like to be moderators? But how do you trust someone? When I've had so many people who have pretended to be nice, pretended to be supportive, and then after the fact you find out after a fucking year that they're faking, that it's a whole catfish situation. For what? Because let's be honest here. Out of all that stuff that's ever happened, what, 4 times now? How much has actually ever happened? Nothing. Nothing ever comes of it. It's just a waste of everyone's time. Nothing super clandestine secret has ever been revealed. No giant bombshells were ever dropped. They're just fucking losers. They actually sit around for a year, wasting a year of their life doing this. Wow, been really productive, and much has come out of it, right? Like nothing ever happened. But it's frustrating because you don't know who you can trust, right? By the way, now I gotta close the blinds because now the sun's coming. I just can't win today. Whether it's landscapers or the sun, they're all against me. The world's conspired against me today, right? Anyway, so that's the thing, like, solution number 1 to the problem would be try to find more trustworthy moderators, try to mod them, and see if they're going to join me, right? Will they actually come and support and be real people to moderate, or are they going to be some secret troll who's actually just here to fuck around and then they're not going to help at all, right? I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to figure out who do you trust. That's number 1, okay? Number 2, the other option would be that I play multiplayer games on day streams instead. So if I'm going to play Street Fighter 6, it's actually a daytime stream. If I'm going to play a Modern Warfare 3 beta, it's a daytime stream. And then the night streams are reserved for the more chill, narrative-based games, because then I can pay attention more to the chats. But if that's the case, you understand what's going to happen. That means that I make way less progress in the narrative-based games. So, upcoming, just a case in point, upcoming, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Spider-Man 2. Those are games I'm going to make way less progress in because I'm playing them on night streams rather than daytime streams, you know? Say to Alan Wake 2. So do I play those only as night streams? You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't get, and that's what I don't understand. I need guidance. I need feedback. I want everyone's suggestions here, right? I want to know, what do you guys think? Should I actively seek to get more moderators? Is that not a good idea? Should it be that I switch the streams? Or is that not a good idea? What should I seek to do is the question, right? See, now here you go. Dabhand says, well, as a UK viewer, I don't want to miss story-based games. If they're at night, 3 a.m. my time, I'll miss them. You're right. You're right. That's why I do it like that. That is actually why I told you guys as we moved into the busy gaming season, multiplayer games would be night streams and everything else would be daytime streams. That's exactly right. So, what do I do? Now, just so you guys know, I reached out to my moderation team this morning. I have not yet checked back with them to see if anyone has responded. I actively asked them all, would anyone be willing to step up and actually help moderate on the late night multiplayer streams? Because these have now been targeted, and people are giving, even longtime viewers and fans are contacting me and saying, yeah, don't even want to check these out anymore because they're too toxic from these idiots. You understand? So, I guess the question is, does someone there say, yes, I can help? Or if the answer is no, none of them can help, then do I look for more mods, or do I take more drastic measures and swap streams? I don't know. But this is something we need to talk about now, all right? It is. It's something we actually need to actively talk about and investigate and do something about, because I don't want multiplayer games to now have to be removed entirely from my schedule. You know how messed up that would be? Especially with, there's good games coming out that I want to play. I was genuinely surprised at how much fun I had playing Modern Warfare 3 the other night. I'm going to play it again on Saturday night and test it again on the Xbox, and I'm very interested to see if it goes well and if I want to buy it. I was thinking I was going to skip it this year, but I had so much fun, I might actually end up getting it. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. Let's play it again this weekend and see, right? But, yeah, if it's going to be toxic every time I play it, then maybe I don't get it. I don't know. You guys, again, that's why I want your feedback. So please, leave comments on this video. Let me know what you think in chat. Email me. However you want to reach me. I'm open. There's many ways you can contact me. That's why it's hilarious when people say, I can't contact Phil. What are you, insane? There's a million ways you can contact me. If you actually want to contact me on something important, it's not hard to reach me. I'm an easy to find guy. Okay? So please give me that feedback. and let's figure this out. Let's not make a drastic action soon, right? Let's talk about it a little bit, maybe over the next couple of podcasts. Please continue to send me your feedback. We'll talk about that feedback that I receive over the next few shows. Try to determine what the best course of action here is. Maybe it's one way, the other way, or maybe it's a hybrid. I don't know. But I don't want to see multiplayer go away. I don't. At the same time, like, the way the streams are now are a direct result of your feedback. People had told me, you know, back when I was on Twitch particularly, I had over-moderation. There was too many moderators. They were constantly moderating. People were very upset at that, and they liked the fact that I was becoming more lax with moderation. So for the last 2-3 years, I've become way more lax with moderation, and now look what happens. Now I'm getting direct complaints. There's not enough moderation. It's like, you can't win, right? It's like, either way, I'm a loser. I lose no matter what. Too much, not enough. Where's the happy balance there, right? So, anyway, by the way, it's funny because I also hear, like, other people, like, people always talk about LTG, and apparently LTG has, like, one of the biggest lockdown chats in history over there. Like, he'll just go crazy, apparently, with moderation and constantly moderate everyone. It's like, damn. So I probably have one of the more lax streams for people who gets trolled. And then it's funny, too, because I will address this, too. This is a good time to address it. Every once in a while, I get a newcomer who comes to my streams, and I ask for feedback, and they're like, well, my basic feedback is this. Why on earth do you have sub-only mode? What, are you crazy? If a newcomer comes to your stream, they want to talk right away, and they have to wait 24 hours to talk on your stream. That turns off tons of people, and they leave and never come back. And then I just have to respond. You really were not here during that time period when I jumped from Twitch to YouTube to see that month when I didn't have sub-only mode. Because if you were here and you saw how insane it was wildly insane. Trolls coming in by the droves on cloned accounts that was like bot 1, bot 2, bot 3, all spamming racist, sexist, toxic, insulting, doxing, all in the chat constantly. And there was no way to stop it. It was non-stop spam. It wasn't until sub-only mode that we were able to shut that shit down. And by the way, at first, it wasn't 24-hour sub-only mode. It was like 1 hour. And it continued. Because these losers sat there creating 20, 30, 40 accounts per hour just to spam the chat. At least when it's once a day, they realize they're only going to get one chance a day to troll. And once it's done, they got to wait another 24 hours, and they're impatient, and they don't want to wait, so they don't bother with it. You see? I'm not saying that it stops all trolling. It certainly does not. But the 24-hour sub mode very, very much deters people from being active trolls. Okay? If we turned that off, the floodgates would open, and no one would. You think the night streams are bad now. If I turned off the sub-only mode or made it more lax, no way. The stream would be unmanageable, completely unmanageable, and no one would have a good time, you know? So there's no way that I want to do that. I think that would be like shooting myself in the foot real bad to do something like that. But that's the thing. A lot of people don't know that. You understand? A lot of people don't understand that. They think that I'm like other streamers. I'm not. I get so many trolls. The thing is, you don't really... I do, for the most part, have a pretty ordered chat. Take a look. There's been no problems whatsoever this morning with chat. Why? Because I'm here with you and I'm looking at it constantly. No one's going to do shit. Right? It's only when I look away when I'm in the middle of a game that then they take that shot. Right? So I have one of the better chats from someone who's as harassed and trolled as I am. It's not that bad at all. But people don't understand that. They actually don't get it. That's the level. Again, come to one of these night streams and see what these idiots are trying to do. And then you'll understand where I'm coming from with this and where everyone's coming from with this. I mean, people are telling me they don't want to attend night streams anymore because of trolling. That's horrible. If you're not going to attend a night stream, tell me you don't want to come and support a night stream because you don't like the content. I'm not entertaining. The stream is not fun. It's a wrong game. That's one thing. If I want to fail, I want to fail because of me and my content. I don't want to fail because of outside influences like fucking trolls. That's terrible. That's a horrible reason to fail. And I don't want to have multiple streams now where people are telling me we're not going to come and support anymore and we're not going to come watch in a positive way because there's too many trolls. That's fucked up, you know? So we got to fix this one way or another. We have to, all right? So let's work on it together. And the only way we're going to figure that out is feedback. So let me know. Let's brainstorm a bit. What do you guys think? If the answer is to put daytime streams as multiplayer streams, that's great, but how do I do that without putting all the narrative-based games at night and now people miss out because they can't be there at night? right? If the solution is to add more moderators, if the solution is to add more moderators, then how on earth do I find people who are dependable moderators? Because I've looked, and sometimes you get these people who literally act nice for a year and pretend to be a whole person they're not. They've invented a fucking persona that doesn't exist. Like I said, there were 2 people outright who pretended to be women for a whole year. They had people who befriended them and thought that they were real people, and it was all fake. It was some loser behind a computer with a fake catfished persona fooling people. They made up entire stories about their personal lives and everything, and everyone bought into it. And then come to find out, they're all fakers, and they were literally here all along just to sit here and try to get inside information on my stuff, and then try to basically troll and get me banned and do fucked up stuff. And none of it ever came to anything, but it's pretty pathetic to think about that this is what these fucking losers are doing, right? So, how do you figure this out? I'm all ears. My ears are open. The lines have been freed. Speak to me and let me know what you think. All right? I would love your feedback on this. It's just funny because every time that I try to tell people about this stuff, they don't believe me. It's documented that it happened. You're like, no, that's an exaggeration. People don't harass you that much. They wouldn't go out of their way that much to do it. Yeah, twice. Not once, twice. Entirely catfished invented persona. And it's like, so what do you do, right? What do you do to solve the problem? I don't know. Now here's the funny part. Pikachu Hat says, trolls probably account for 70% of your common viewer base, like on a stream. Ignore them. Don't give them clout. No, let them give you clout. But that's the problem. There's one thing if they're just here viewing. It's another thing if they're ruining the stream. And I'm getting feedback from my longtime viewers and supporters telling me these particular night multiplayer streams are ruined by that. I can't just ignore that. It's a difference between ignoring their nonsense and ignoring the fact that they're ruining particular content that I'm putting out. All right? The funny part is, if you're actually watching the on-demand videos, you're probably not aware of any of those, right? You're probably not aware of any of it at all, right? Because you don't see it. You don't see the trolling in the chat or whatever. But you might wonder, like, wait a minute. Phil just put out an entertaining Modern Warfare 3 stream. I wonder why no one supported it. This is why. I'm being actively told by longtime viewers this is why. I trust them. Sorry, I trust someone who's been watching me for years, supporting me for years, being honest with me. I believe those people, you know? Okay. Anyway, feedback, please, because that's the only way things will improve is for you to actively tell me your honest opinions on this situation and for us to try to figure it out together, all right? So please do. Please let me know the feedback. I'm all ears. And like I said, this is not going to be a quick fix. There's no way we can quick fix this. You understand? But maybe within a few streams, we can start to brainstorm ideas, whether it is switching the schedule around, whether it is getting more mods, whether it's a combination of both. I don't know. But we need to talk about it and stop ignoring it. Because I refuse to have my content ruined by outside forces like that. Again, if I'm going to fail, tell me I'm failing because of me. Right? Like, okay, I'm going to give you another piece of feedback that I received. Overnight, I had more than like 5 people directly say, don't play Lily anymore in Street Fighter 6. And I was like, wow, really? Why? And they're like, because we're watching you play. And yes, we can tell she's so hard to use. And I mean, the competitive community agrees. It's not like, oh, it's just me saying this. The competitive Street Fighter community agrees. Lily is one of the worst characters in Street Fighter 6. She's just so hard to use. You'd have to be absolutely perfect using her to win matches at a high level. And it's not going to happen. Like, after watching you play with her last night and seeing the matches you won, you played well. You got everything down. Your combos came out. But the moment that something dropped, you just lost the whole match and you couldn't do anything about it. That's not fun to watch. That's the feedback I got. That's just not fun to watch. She's too low tier to actually watch and have fun. Because the thing is, could I eventually win with Lily at the master level? I believe the answer is yes. However, it's going to take tons of practice. And I think that's the problem. People don't want to see the practice. They want to see the end result. But that's not life. In life, you have to have the practice to get the end result. You can't cheat and skip ahead. right? Well, I don't have time off streams to be grinding away at Street Fighter 6 to get better with Lily, so I can put out a master level stream where I'm just dominating. I don't have that time. I'm already here 6 days a week full-time streaming. I don't have the extra time to do that. Maybe someone else does. That's just not my life situation, okay? And what people are telling me is they don't like the practice. Like last night with Lily, just for the record, I lost an insane amount. I have the numbers. I think I won like 20 matches and I lost like 30-something matches. It was the worst ratio I've ever had. It was only like 34% wins. That's by far the worst ratio I've had, besides maybe like a Dalsim stream where I did worse. Or actually, I think the initial DJ stream was actually worse than that. But for the most part, that's one of the worst I've ever had. The thing is, I was fully expecting that. I didn't think I was going to jump into Lily and all of a sudden be doing well. She's one of the worst in the game. So I absolutely knew I was going to lose, and I was going to get salty or whatever. But the thing is, I feel like the more I play with her, right? If I were to play 4 or 5 streams with her, by the end of the 4th, 5th stream, now, I've learned exactly what's working and what's not. I know a little bit more about the top tier matchups. That's the thing. I actually, yesterday, was shocked that some of the things that I was doing that I had thought were safe were not. Did you know, just listen to this, Lily's best normal for combos is Crouching Fierce Punch. It's a 2-hit move, and if either hit combos, you could drive rush off of it and do a full combo. Did you know it's not safe? Did you know that if she does it from a certain range, someone can just jump and kick her right out of it? She can't recover in time to block. I didn't know that. It's her best normal. It's the one that she should be throwing out the most, and it's unsafe. So, you want to talk about a low-tier character? A character who the only way that can lead to damage is an unsafe move. That's terrible. That's fucking atrociously bad. So, again, I didn't know that. So that's things I have to learn. That's things I have to learn about spacing and timing that I don't know yet. And that will get better in time. But it seems to me, people like me playing Lily when I'm winning. But if I'm losing, they don't want to see me practice and learn. They just want to see me win. Well, that's not going to happen with Lily. It just won't. She's the hardest, one of the hardest characters. And I say Zangief is probably just as hard to learn and play with. And maybe Dal learn and play with. And maybe Dalsim as well, I would say. He's really hard. There's no way to just instantly be getting that gratification, which a lot of people want. They're used to instant gratification on the internet. They're not used to the climb. They're not used to learning, seeing people learn or grow. They just want the instant wins. That doesn't work in Street Fighter. I told you guys when I started playing Street Fighter 4.5 months ago that Street Fighter will take an insane amount of time investment for me to learn. And the thing is, if I was still playing it like I was back in June, July, where I was doing 3 major streams a week, I'd probably be much better with Lily and Master. But I'm only playing a couple times a week. This is the first time I even use Lily and Master. It's going to be rough like that, you know? So the feedback I actually got was, don't play Lily. We want more Blanca and maybe go back to Honda, but do not ever play Lily again. Now, I don't agree with that. I want to play with Lily again. You know? But, after that feedback last night, maybe I will stay away from her a little bit. You know what I mean? Tonight, I'm going to play with Blanca on purpose because I'm doing better with him. I know he's a better character. And I want to try to maintain at least a level of entertainment by winning some matches, So, excuse me. So anyway, thank you for the feedback. Continue to send it. Let's try to attack this problem together. I think there's a lot of factors here. Number one, can some of my moderators maybe step up and come to the later streams? I won't know that till I talk to them later today. Can I maybe find some more moderators? I don't know if I can even do that on short notice and trust someone, right? Can we swap the streams around? Well, maybe I can, but then is that going to be disappointing to those who like the narrative-based games earlier? And does that mean I'm going to be making less progress in the games I'm playing because I'm playing them as my late-night streams that are shorter? There you go. Okay. All right. Now, and by the way, I'll say one final thing because this is so ludicrous. The point I'm making when I'm talking about these late night streams is that it just seems like overall the enjoyment of them is down. The enjoyment is from trolls trolling for 2 reasons. Because I'm not doing well in a competitive game or because the support is low. So they're reveling in toxicity and negativity. That's who's enjoying the stream. My positive viewers are telling me they're not enjoying it. Okay? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because as I told you guys, I feel there's a direct correlation between level of enjoyment and the amount of support I get on a stream. if someone's enjoying a stream, they're going to be more apt to support said stream because they're having a good time and they want that good time to continue. They want to see more of those good times in the future. If they come to a late night stream of me playing Street Fighter and half the chat is a bunch of new accounts just created in the last week trolling, what is their incentive to support that stream? They want to get the fuck out of there and come back when the stream's back in order, right? That I understand. I totally get that. Because idiots like to say things like, well, I don't understand because you had a good daytime stream yesterday. You've completely missed the fucking point. That's not my point. The point isn't that yesterday was a disaster day where I wasn't supported. The point is that I want every stream to be done well so people like it and will want to support every stream. Do you not understand? I don't want to have a whole stream where I feel like it was a waste of everyone's time. Everyone's time on this planet is incredibly valuable. To me and to you, it should be. Everything we do has meaning, right? There's not a moment where it should be wasted because we have limited time on Earth. I want you to have fun when you're on my streams, not come and be disappointed. I want to fix that problem. If that's the problem, is that there's disappointment because of trolling, I want to fix that problem, right? It's not, oh my God, he made $10. Fucking who cares? The $10 is just a symbol that people didn't enjoy it. Get it? But some people just can't understand that correlation because they're so wired in their heads about money and income and greed and shit like that. They don't get logic. They can't understand that. Then again, they don't operate their own fucking business, you know? It would be the same as saying you operate a sandwich shop and the sandwich shop had a really good day, but then at night the entire shop was dead. Well, why was the shop dead at night? I don't want my shop to be dead at night. I want people to enjoy my product all day long. So what changed during the day to night? Figure that out, fix it, and then people can enjoy your shop all day long, correct? Why would you be happy with only people coming at the one time and not the other? You want everyone to enjoy it all day long. So as a business owner, you want to do that stuff. You want to attack these. You look for the root cause of a situation and try to improve the situation. You don't just ignore it and say, there's no situation. No, you try to figure it out, right? So there you go. So let's figure it out together. I think we can. I absolutely think that we can figure this out. All right? So let's do it together. Let's talk about it. And again, feedback appreciated, required, asked for. Please give it to me. Again, so many ways to give me feedback. Leave a comment on this video. Email me. Talk in chat. Some people are giving me feedback now. I'm reading it and enjoying it. And thank you for that. All right? So there you go. All right? Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. I guess now what we will do is, by the way, is my window open? It is, right? I don't even know. It's very quiet. No, it's open. Oh, okay. It's not open all the way. I had literally gotten up and down so many times during the podcast, I didn't even remember if my window was still open. Okay, let's do shout-outs. All right, we start off today with Pimpin' Pat, who re-upped his membership for 5 months and says, cheers to 5 months. Have you lost weight? Overall, in the last year, yes, I have. At my heaviest over the years, I was like 240 pounds. All right, and then I've variated weight. You know, I'd say around 2017, 2018, I was kind of getting fat again, like 220, 230. And I've adjusted my lifestyle. I don't eat as much. I don't eat as much bad food. I eat a lot of home-cooked food. I rarely eat out. And since I've made those changes, I've lost a lot of weight, you know, and that's good. Like right now, I'm just around 200. Sometimes I fluctuate a few pounds above. Sometimes I fluctuate a few pounds below. It depends on the week. It depends on things in life. It depends on what I eat particularly. But I'm around that weight. My ideal weight is supposed to be 185. And I don't think I'm ever going to get there without tons of active exercise and actually actively trying to cut calories and things to get to that weight. You know, I'm at the age where my metabolism ain't so good compared to what it used to be. It doesn't just burn through stuff like it used to. So, but the thing is, I've cut out a lot of the things in my life that would be considered high-calorie, fatty things. I rarely eat a dessert. I rarely eat candy or anything like that. Almost never, right? Dinners. Most dinners these days are either chicken, turkey, low-fat content. And that's, you know, that's pretty much all I eat. You know, just this week. Like, what did I eat this week for dinner? Tonight we're having baked chicken. Last night we had a tortellini soup that had chicken sausage, but it did have tortellini with cheese. So that probably had some fat content. Earlier this week, we had an Italian bake, and it was pasta, so that's dense carbs, but it also had chicken sausage in it, so low fat content in the chicken sausage of that bake. And that's what I mean, like by substituting things that are way lower fat content or way lower calorie content, you know? When I buy ingredients, I always buy the one what has the low sodium, what has this, what has that cuts down those ingredients that are bad for you. You know, I always go for that. And I drink seltzer water all day long. Am I drinking soda? Am I drinking an energy drink full of sugars? No, I'm drinking seltzer water. That's what I drink all day. You know, twice a day I have a cup of coffee. I don't drink a soda, you know? So I've cut most of those excessive calories and fat out of my diet, and it got me down. Am I skinny? No, by no means am I skinny. But man, I'm way less weight than I used to be, and it's great. I'm seriously, I wake up now and I feel energetic most days. I feel like jump out of bed, I'm raring to go. I don't feel like a slug that feels like shit, which I used to. I used to feel like that all the time when I was too heavy, and now I don't feel like that anymore. I'm excited for the day. I think a lot of people underestimate that. Like, people who are overweight, they don't understand that maybe the reason why they feel depressed or why they're feeling bad about themselves is because they just don't have energy, because the weight makes that happen. I used to be like that. I wake up like, oh my God, I feel like shit. I gotta roll out of bed, now my legs hurt, now I can barely move around the house. This is not good. That's how I felt. And then, once I finally found ways to make myself, I started feeling good about myself. Wait, I have energy? I'm not in pain. I don't feel it. My back's not killing me today. I can actually move around and do shit. And then you get motivated to do other stuff. Hey, I feel good today. Let me do some exercise. Let me go and clean a part of my house that normally I wouldn't have cleaned, but I feel like I'm up to it because I have energy today. And next thing you know, you got good stuff going in your life. It goes hand in hand. It compiles. My life has gotten better since I lost that weight, and now I'm more energetic for everything going on, and I really enjoy it. Okay. Continuing on. Hold on a second here. Lord Prince Albert did a super chat this morning. Was Gorilla Pimp one of the scumbags? He was funny. I have no idea. Gorilla Pimp was a weirdo. Like, he would come on some streams and be... Now the sun's coming out again. He would come on some streams and he'd be totally positive and fun. Right? And then all of a sudden, he would show up and be like a toxic jerk. And you don't know what's going on. Like, how's he feeling today? If he's in a good mood, he's a nice guy. And if he's in a bad mood, he just wants to be a jerk trolling everyone, including me and others. It's like, what is going on here? So I don't know. I think eventually he got banned and unbanned and banned and unbanned. At one point, you lose track. You don't give a shit anymore, right? Cursed Nothic. Did I say your name correctly? Did a super chat. Thank you. He says, you got to profit off your trolls. Install text-to-speech super chats and let the trolls pay to hate. You'll be laughing all the way to the bank. And here's the difference between me and other content creators, all right? You're right. I could laugh all the way to the bank at the expense of putting out positive, meaningful content. I refuse to have my content ruined and have the quality of the content degraded and changed for personal benefit. I years ago could have done that. Years ago, I could have implemented toxic shit, trolling shit in my content, right? I could have changed to be like every other YouTuber and constantly slamming everyone else and criticizing everyone else with drama content, and I would have been good at it too. I know I would have been good at it, because back in the day, I inadvertently would put out a video, not knowing the repercussions it would have, and it would reverberate across the internet because I said something about a game or a content creator, right? And I decided not to do that. So I don't want to do that. That's not the kind of guy I am. I want people to come to my content and enjoy and have a good, relaxing time. We can share our opinions and our love of video games together. We can have a nice social interaction on a podcast. That's what I want. I don't want people to come to DSP Gaming to see what's the new hottest toxic drama today. Who could we slam? Who could we insult? Oh, what will they say about Phil today? What ridiculous thing will be said about Phil? But he'll make money, so it's funny. But, no. I refuse to have my content ruined for these people just for personal gain, right? I mean, if you haven't had any examples of this year, right, how I refuse to cash in on drama. I'm not going to be on a fucking Keemstar podcast for $50,000. I'm not going to be interviewed for $5,000 to talk about drama topics. I refuse. I don't play that. I'm not going to do that shit. I'm here to put out specific content, curated content for my audience, and that's all I care about. I don't care about the whole personal gain aspect of it. All right? Wiley Coyote re-upped his membership for 14 months, saying 672 for moderator. 672 does not want to be a moderator. Okay? He doesn't. He does not want to be a moderator here. You can stop saying dumb shit like that. Because I will be honest. I think when people say shit like that, oh, I nominate this person for mod, this person for mod. No. That's not for you to decide. That's for them to say, hey, I feel like maybe I'd like to do this, and then they volunteer. That's not for you to put their name forward. In fact, I find that offensive. You know? You got to understand something, especially when you have, sadly, a troll element that follows you around the internet. Anyone who's a moderator for someone like me is a target. The fucking trolls go after them. That's not right. So now you're nominating someone to be a target. Wow, do you feel good now, Wile E. Coyote, or do you feel like an asshole? Because honestly, you should feel like an asshole. I know you're kind of joking, but still, it's not funny. Like, if people want to do it, they'll do it. But don't freaking be a jerk about it, right? Like, don't try to put someone's name forward and pressure them to do something they don't want to do, okay? All right. Pikachu Hat did a super chat. What if we do a few retro RPG streams like Quest 64? Trolls hate those. True supporters, that's funny. Trolls hate those. True supporters stay nice and chill worked with the Chrono Trigger. You're right. You want to know why it worked? Because when I'm playing Chrono Trigger, I can actually pay attention. So when the trolls did oh, they tried. They tried to derail Chrono Trigger, and they just looked like assholes. The truth is, when trolls come to those streams, everyone there who's positive just ignores them. They come with their fucking 10, 20 clone accounts, and it's dumb. Everyone's like, nah, nothing's going on. And then I go, ban, 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 and we're all good, and we just move right on. Everyone just knows to ignore the, it's like ignore the loser who's in the room, and he's going, look at me, everyone, hey, look at me, come on, look, woo, 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 and he's going like this, and everyone goes, that's just fucking Ned, he's a moron. He just fucking sits there, does it all day long, just ignore him, he'll go away. And then he does, because no one pays attention to the fucking idiot in the corner. That's exactly what it was during those streams. The problem is, I can't take care of it when I'm playing the multiplayer games, you know? I'm not actively looking at the chat constantly. I can't take care of it, you know? Lord Prince Albert did another super chat. What if you host a tribunal segment on live stream where chat will decide if we should ban certain viewers? 672's time has finally come. No, I don't think we're not going to be doing tribunal streams anytime soon. Maybe in the future. Maybe I'll take your feedback into consideration. Maybe we will have the tribunal soon. Perhaps. It will be time for ultimate judgment. I know he's joking, by the way. What the heck is going on, man? Alright. Alright. We got a few tips to shout out today. Let's see here. First tip of the day. From Lady, who tipped $4.20. I don't like the new Modern Warfare 3, but the streams are a good time. Cheers. I hope to catch more in the future. Cool. Yeah, I would say I just had a genuinely good time playing it. And I know that's weird, but I really did. And I think it's because, for me, it's a throwback to the days when I really, really loved Call of Duty. And having those maps, it felt like that fun was back. Now, of course, the fucking game has the stupid magic turret that pushes crazy sound waves through walls and shit. It's not going to be balanced or fun. It's going to be stupid. But the fact that it has that nostalgia factor, I think, is what pushed it over the edge to be fun for me. And that's why I really liked that beta. And, you know, maybe you won't personally find it fun to play, but maybe you'd find it fun to watch me play? I don't know. I've enjoyed it. So I hope that you've enjoyed it as well, and I'm looking forward to playing it again this Saturday night. Second tip of the day. A $5 tip came in from Dan the Man. He says, hey, Phil. What's going on, Dan? It's good to see you, and thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. You know, especially during streams where it's kind of slow, and you tip, and I appreciate that very much. So thank you for that, Dan. Biggest tipper of the day. Let's get him on the leaderboard here. Okay. Oh no! Radical Jaws just did a super chat, and he said, oh, I can't talk until tomorrow. I accidentally unsubbed. That sucks, Radical Jaws. That stinks. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I clicked the wrong thing. Shit. Hold on. I was going to try to do something, and I clicked the completely wrong thing. Is this the right thing? No. This is the thing. Okay, hold on. Wait, this is not the right menu. Hold on. See, I'm in the wrong spot. Here we are. Okay. Now, I wonder if that just worked. I'm going to double check. That's the wrong menu. Again. How did I get to the wrong menu again? Radical Jaws, try to talk in the chat right now. If you're still here. Are you still here? If you're still here, try to speak in the chat right now. Crap, did it not work? I guess it didn't work, huh? Shit. Because there's an ability... Maybe he left. Maybe he left then. Because there's an ability to make someone who you trust an approved chatter. Okay? And what that means is that even if they're not subbed... Actually, you know what? Maybe it doesn't overcome that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I think you can make someone an approved chatter, and that essentially means that they should be able to chat without any limitation. But actually, maybe it doesn't work. Because I don't know if I've ever tested it in this method before. Well, sorry, Radical Jaws. I did make you an approved chatter, but sadly you can't talk. I'm sorry, man. I tried. I guess I thought it would be a workaround, but it didn't work. Oh, well. I tried my best. Sorry about that. I guess you have to chat tomorrow. That really sucks. I'm sorry about that, but... you definitely understand why we need this thing in place. You're a regular, and you understand these idiots with the dumb shit that they do. I received a $1 tip. Hold on. Let me get Radical Jaws on the leaderboard. Thank you, Radical Jaws, for those super chats. Okay. So I got a $1 tip, but again, I think people completely misconstrue what I'm saying. What this person is saying is, if you have a good daytime stream, then you shouldn't care what you make on the night stream. You've missed the point. You have missed the point. You understand? Here's the point I'm making. Is, again, I keep telling you this and saying this, and some people misconstrue it because you know why? They want to believe the toxic negative thing. I want you, for one moment, I want you to clear your mind. I want you to pretend like my detractors don't exist. I want you to pretend like I'm just saying something fresh for the very first time. Okay? Pretend like there's no other factor involved. And I know that's incredibly hard to do. To have a clear mind and just think clearly about something. Alright? My philosophy on content creation that has worked for 15 years, alright, is that if you're making positive and fun content for your viewers, and if your viewers are enjoying the content, they will reciprocate by supporting said content. Now, that will not necessarily happen every single time. There will be some extenuating circumstances. It's like people have said, there's going to be a slow time every once in a while. That's fine. I get that. I totally understand that. But, in general, from someone who is operating a stream and a business, alright, my goal is to put out entertaining enough content for you guys during the course of any given day, alright, that I can make you entertain, and you entertained enough that you'll want to support that content because you liked it so much, you want to see it continue, alright? At face value, that statement is correct, right? So it stands to reason. If you're here for a daytime stream and you're having a really good time and you support it, great. If you're here for a nighttime stream and it's a completely different game and you enjoy it and you're here and you support it, great. If there's a stream that doesn't get support, you'll wonder why. What was the reason? What was the root cause? Could it have just been one-off bad situation? Yes, it could be. But the feedback I'm receiving is that it's not. That there's a pattern with these late-night multiplayer streams, and that's what we're trying to figure out. But when you say something to me like, oh, well, your daytime stream did really well with support, so you shouldn't even care about your nighttime stream, and I'm offended that you do. That's absolutely ridiculous. You've missed the point. I'm not complaining that the support was low all day. No one said that. My goal is to make every stream entertaining enough for you that you enjoy it and that people will reciprocate with support. Do you understand? That's the point. If I have a stream where basically it's very slow, it makes me feel like I failed. It makes me feel like I've done a bad job. I'm supposed to be giving you content you like and you want to continue. So why on earth would I be happy with a slow stream? I shouldn't be. I should be upset that I failed somehow, and I want your feedback on how to improve that stream. It's a moot point that over the course of the day, it was a good day. Did I say last night, oh my God, I had a slow Street Fighter stream. Going out of business. That's it. World is ending. Sky is falling. No one said that. You want to know who said that? My fucking detractors. So stop listening to them. No one said that. There's a difference between being very business-minded, matter-of-fact, want to create entertaining content you want to support, versus, oh my God, this is awful. Now he's going to be e-begging all day. No one's e-begging. No one. The world didn't end because I had a slow Street Fighter stream last night. I want to know why I had that slow stream so I can improve for the better for you. I want to make myself better. But it's weird because if I say that, people always say, no, that's not what he really means. Yes, it is. Just because you're a shitbag and all you believe is toxic shit so you can make toxic content about me doesn't make what you say true. I'm telling you I want to improve my business. I want things to do good at every stream. I want every stream to be great. And I'm not satisfied when I have streams like that aren't. I had a Modern Warfare 3 stream and then a Street Fighter stream, and they were the same. They were both late night multiplayer streams. I said, how did they both do badly? Let's figure this out. I asked, and I got useful feedback. If I didn't ask that question, I wouldn't have gotten the feedback I just got that was going to allow me to improve my content. So wouldn't you rather have me ask the question and get the feedback so we can improve? Or should I just be grateful for everything so much that I never ask for improvements, and therefore we just sit here and just accept it all? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not taking offense at what you're saying in your tip. You're approaching it from the wrong direction. It's not about how much I made. How about this? How about this? Everyone stop fucking counting dollars. All right? Stop. You want to know who does that? A fucking nosy, intrusive scumbag who wants to say, look at every dollar someone made on a stream. Where did it go? What did it do? Stop with that fucking toxic ass mentality. Stop it. It's not helping anything. It's actually making things worse. Because when you have that mentality, all you care about is what this says down here rather than what's the fucking 99% of the stream up here. Right? Who cares about this fucking bar down there? You should care about what's up here. Right? So why is it a concern? Who cares? In truth, how did you even know that I had a good day yesterday on the Assassin's Creed stream? Were you there? No, you weren't. Because I know you are. I know you weren't there. Yet you were on the late stream. Right? You watched a detractor video that said, oh, he did good on the first stream, bad on the late stream, but he wasn't happy. You watched the detractor video. Stop it. Just fucking stop. You're hurting yourself and you're dumbing your fucking brain cells down to a dunce level, listening to their toxic shit. No one gives a fuck about what they say. I want my content to be good for you on every single stream. If I didn't ask the question last night, I wouldn't have known that that's the problem. That actual regulars are staying away from these late night streams because of the level of trolling. They don't want to put up with that shit. Now I know. If I didn't ask, I wouldn't have known. And we never would have tackled it. I should have said, oh, I'm just happy with how the day stream went. Oh, well, let the night streams go to hell. No. That's not how you operate a business. It's just not. All right? So, there you go. And I hope that you understand where I'm coming from. And again, I don't take offense at what you're saying. I do feel like you are personally taking it from the wrong toxic perspective, probably because of outside influences. And that's not a good way to go through it. It's just not. You'll always see it through their very messed up, skewed perspective, and you'll never actually understand what I'm trying to do here and make content good for everyone. You'll never believe that. You'll just think, oh, where's the dollar signs, right? You're out of your mind. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. If anything, I've, again, in the last year, have I not shown you all that that's not what I'm all about? How many opportunities have presented themselves to do toxic content for money, and I've refused them? I don't want that. So why would you then believe that I'm upset about a stream where I made $10 when I could have made $50,000 and I turned it down? It is nonsensical. You'd have to be a moron to think that, but again, they're morons. That's how they say that shit. Okay. I can't find the balance. I cannot find the balance of blinds today. The blinds, I just can't find it. It's too bright, it's too dark, and it's not, there's too many loud sounds outside. I can't find it. Okay. Jade, I hope you feel better. Man, your allergies been killing you, Jade, huh? You must have some really bad allergies, right? Bad. I'm sorry. I hope you recover. I do. Okay. Someone tipped $1 and said, I think that 90% of chat is LARPers and trolls. This has been going on for years. You know, you very well may be right, but I know for a fact that I do have, you know, a good crowd of regulars who enjoy what I do and support it, or else I wouldn't be here, right? Anyone who's of this insane mindset that the vast majority of people who support me are my trolls, you're completely misbegotten, or not misbegotten, misguided. That's completely wrong. There are people who've been around for a long time, people who come by daily and enjoy the content, and that's who I'm supporting it. Someone coming on here and throwing, you know, $1 super chat to say something dumb. That's not what keeps me going, man. That's ridiculous, you know. 90% is just ridiculous. I would, you know, on any given day, maybe you could argue like half the casual viewers who come by the stream are just here to just observe and troll. But there's no way that you can argue that I would have a business that operates if the vast majority of people here were just idiots, you know. You want to know the truth? Yeah, there's people like that, for sure. But you notice their content is nothing like mine. At all. I mean, you know who I'm talking about, right? The people who have to pull stunts, who have to do the drama shit constantly. Yeah, those are the people we're talking about. I don't do that. I'm here because people like what I do. I wouldn't be here otherwise. Trust me. I received a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. I actually got the notification today. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man, for your ongoing support. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Let's play your nice animation here. Thank you so much, 1 Minute Man. And again, just to reiterate what I said at the beginning of the show, not to harp on it all day, right now, the best way that you could support my content would be tips. I have to afford quite a few games in a short period of time, the next 2 to 3 weeks. In addition to that, my YouTube payment is kind of messed up this month where it's delayed several days, and I've got bills I got to pay in that time, which really sucks. So it's kind of like, it's a dual situation, correct? Is it not? It's a kind of a dual situation going on both at the same time. So 672, someone's impersonating you, huh? Who's that? Someone tried to get you in trouble? Now that's really dumb. Here's why that's really dumb. Because it's not, obviously it's not you. It doesn't have your crown next to the name. And I can easily, like, let's say for example, you can tell that they want to get banned, right? If I ban them, it doesn't affect you. And why would I think that it's you? Because if I ban them and you're still in the chat, then obviously it wasn't you who said it. Right? Like, what? That was the dumbest attempt ever that I've ever seen at an impersonation. Obviously, I'm immediately going to know it wasn't really you. Right? What a dunce. Okay. Zeladon did a super chat. He says, I want the magic 8-ball. Phil, always be yourself. All right, how about this? Ladies and gentlemen, I will make this official. You ready? We're going to make a change this morning. You ready for this? From now on, the magic 8-ball is now valid for any $8 contribution. It doesn't matter if it's a super chat, a tip, it's all valid. So Zeladon, you may ask the magic 8-ball a question because you did a $10 super chat, but now you got to just type it in the chat. Just tag me, and I will do this for you. All right? No longer will it be confined to just tips. That was a thing we did. We'll get rid of that. Who cares about that? Okay? we'll do it as a nice thing for super chatters as well. So, Zeladon, you can ask the 8-Ball a question. Just type it in the chat and tag me, okay? Bobblehead Dwarf, because that wouldn't work. Bobblehead Dwarf says, why not delay buying all those games till after you get your YouTube payment? Because there's 3 of them before the payment. So you want me to sit around playing nothing for a week? Because I'd have no games to play then. I'm going to finish Assassin's Creed Mirage the next week. The only game... No, not even. Because Sonic Superstars, Mario, and Spider-Man 2 all come out before I get paid by YouTube. So I'm just sitting here doing nothing for a week? It doesn't work like that. Am I planning on playing the new Forza? I mean, I thought I was going to, but now I'm probably not going to get around to it. So probably not, no. Hello, Juan. Well, if Zeladon asks a question to the 8-Ball, I'll answer it, but he hasn't asked one. I told him just tag me in the chat. He doesn't have to do it in the super chat or anything. He just asked, but he hasn't asked, so I'm looking. Nope, I didn't miss it, right? Okay. Oh, yeah? Ad the Gamer says he platinum AC Mirage last night. If I don't do the side collectibles, the game will actually be really short. There you go. Let's see what happens. Yes, Blanca tonight, Jade, on the late stream, and I'm wearing the shirt, and I got a green background, all for Blanca tonight. Hopefully it goes well. Oh, really? No, I don't think... Inara, Zeladon is a long-time member, because Inara's like, maybe Zeladon can't talk because of the 24-hour rule. Here it is. Will Spider-Man be a flop? Zeladon wants to know, will Spider-Man 2 be a flop of a game? Wow, that would be interesting. I don't think it will. As long as it stays par for the course of what Miles Morales was, I think it'll succeed. The 8-Ball says most likely. Oh, wow, the 8-Ball doesn't like the Marvel Universe anymore. The 8-Ball's tired of that. It wants some other original plots. That's pretty messed up. It says most likely. Yikes. Okay, I think, guys, we got to end the podcast. We went a little late today. Again, I want to say thank you to those who give me this kind of feedback. This feedback is incredibly important to me for improvement. It really is. And I thank you all for that. And let's talk. Let's see what people have to say. I'm sure I'm going to get emails. I'm sure I'm going to get comments. I'll talk with my moderators. Tonight we're doing a Street Fighter stream. I would hope that it would go better. You know, I don't know if it will, but I hope that it'll go better. And, you know, we'll go from there. All right? Guys, thank you so very much. And I really appreciate you chilling with me and having these fun, meaningful, productive conversations. I hope that you've enjoyed this week of content. I really did. I thought it was a great week. I'm looking forward to more. Next week we've got...